नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nityanandam, and welcome for today's darshan and satsang with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. We welcome all the members of Kailasa's Chit Sabha, all the Sarvajñapita Adishwars, Sarvajñapita Kartas, and Sarvajñapita Ejamans who are joining us for today's darshan. We welcome all the members of Parliament of Kailasa's Raj Sabha, all the e-citizens of Kailasa who are joining us from around the world via the Kailasa's e-citizen platform, the digital services provided for all the e-citizens of Kailasa via the Shiva Punya portal. And we also welcome all the viewers who are joining us live via thousands of Kailasa's digital platform, literally from every continent, every time zone. Welcome, welcome, and welcome to each and every one of you. It gives us immense pleasure to invite all of you for today's satsang. And many of us have heard about the recent announcement by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo, the Refugee for All global humanitarian initiative under the United Asian Nations High Commission for Refugees. This initiative, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is spearheading and has launched, has gained huge traction from around the world, where the refugee applicants, the applications are pouring in from around the world, from more than 20 countries. People have signed up for this initiative, wanting to come and take refuge in Kailasa, wanting to come and live in Kailasa, where the United Asian Nations, along with Kailasa, is providing free food, free shelter, free medical care, free education for the children, and in addition to that, a full 3-month training program to help people overcome their past trauma, suffering, the burdens of the past life that they have had, to help them to rewrite their future as they want. And in today's segment, we are going to be covering a very important aspect of what we call as how can we heal the generational trauma, and how can we heal our past, and how does Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going to help us rewrite our past. So we welcome all the viewers who are joining us on our YouTube live, watching us live via the United Asian Nations YouTube live channel. We are going live on the United Asian Nations YouTube channel. Welcome, and thank you everyone for joining us live for today's segment. We welcome all of you, and those of you who are joining us live, do take a moment and post your comment in the live chat section under the live chat video, and we'll be more than happy to hear from you. Let us know where are you joining this live stream from, and if you have any questions, anything that you want to share, please go ahead and share, and we'll be more than happy to connect with you, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have today. So now we are going to be sharing with you about the how you can rewrite your past, the generational trauma.
So we're going to be making all of you understand about how trauma, to be exact, the generational trauma is a silent epidemic, and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative helps in completing healing this generational trauma. Today, we are diving into the mechanisms of trauma, specifically the type of trauma that is invisible to the naked eye, the generational trauma.
Today, we are talking about a conversation that is desperately needed on this planet. We aren't just talking about people who need food or shelter. We are talking about millions of human beings who have physically survived a catastrophe but remain psychologically and spiritually imprisoned by it.
Today, we are diving into the mechanism of trauma, specifically the type of trauma that is invisible to the eye but paralyzes lives for generations. The trauma faced by refugees, displaced populations, and the unhoused. We will break down why existing systems are failing them and how the SBH and the Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative are providing the missing key to complete healing and regeneration.
Now, let's look at the global trauma and the displacement data.
All of you can see in the screen over here.
The absolute homelessness, about 300 million people worldwide lack shelter, live in absolute homelessness. Over 117.8 million people are forcibly displaced as per the UNHCR trends. Over 1 in 30 American children experience unhoused. They don't have a proper house, so they live as unhoused children in the US. Um, this is according to SAMHSA, and there is absolutely homelessness annually. People are experiencing homelessness. Now, let's establish the raw stats straight from the international bodies like the UNHCR and the UN Habitat. To reiterate, over 117 million people worldwide are forcibly displaced due to conflict, persecution, environmental collapse. Furthermore, an estimated 300 million people lack absolute shelter.
Think about that number for a second. Nearly 1 billion human beings, if you include inadequate housing, are in a chronic state of fight or flight. Aren't just statistics, they are children, mothers, and fathers whose very sense of self has been shattered.
Okay, so let's get specific. What is this trauma actually doing to a person's physiology and mind? It's not just a memory of a bad event, right?
Yeah, this is a critical point because modern psychology shows that trauma isn't just about what happened to you, it's about what happens inside you as a result. When you're a refugee, fleeing war, or having your entire life destroyed overnight, your parasympathetic nervous system shuts down. Your brain is trapped in a permanent high cortisol, high adrenaline fight or flight loop.
So here you see a catastrophic event. Yeah. A catastrophic event leads to a shattered sense, which directly leads to the chronic stress, whether it could be due to war or eviction of safety or hypervigilance. And then it leads to like a neurochemical transmission impairment and then leads to intergenerational trauma. So, and it feels even more tragic when we look at children. For unhoused children, or refugee kids. According to the research from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA, 1 in 30 children in the US experience homelessness each year. These children grew up with chronic toxic stress impacting the brain development, immune function, and learning abilities long before they reach adulthood.
That's right, because the child's reality is constant security. They never develop the baseline understanding that I am safe and loved. This sets them up for a lifetime of behavioral challenges, autoimmune diseases, and difficult relationships.
And it goes further. We are now learning about epigenetics. Trauma isn't just taught, it is biologically passed down. Studies show that trauma markers, which are elevated stress response of parents, can be passed on to children who never experienced the original event. The refugee's fear becomes the child's anxiety.
Exactly, the homelessness of the father can become the depression of the son. And this is why we call it a silent epidemic. The trauma of yesterday is quietly erasing the potential of tomorrow.
Mainstream aid systems, they excel at providing temporary survival. They focus mostly on the first two pillars of the human need, which is food and basic shelter. The, now, when we come to Kailasa's approach, here Kailasa provides a permanent sanctuary, but along with that, it also helps with trauma recovery, it helps with cognitive alignment and divine purpose.
Because mainstream approaches often treat unhoused individuals or refugees as numbers or passive recipients of charity. There is zero understanding of how to restore their divine sovereignty, Parameshwatva. The focus is keeping them dependent on aid rather than empowered to regenerate their lives. The standard humanitarian response simply sweeps generational trauma under the carpet.
Now, let's look at Kailasa's solution.
This is where the paradigm shifts happen. This is the unique core of the Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So, what is this Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative all about?
Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo translates to absolute sanctuary, protection, and freedom from fear for all living beings. SPH's separate mandate operates on the foundational principle that a sanctuary is not just a roof, it is absolute protection of a being's consciousness. So, Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo is a holistic recovery model with four pillars. Pillar 1 is free nutritious Annadan. Pillar 2, Abhaya Dama, which is a safe, dignified shelter. Pillar 3, Vedagamic trauma completion, spiritual healing tools, Purnatva. Pillar 4 is life manifestation, rewriting and recreating your life. So, what makes Abhyam Sarvabhutebhyo completely So, what makes Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo completely unique? The part that addresses this silent epidermal is pillars 3 and 4, the Vedagamic trauma completion, the Sopurnatva, and instead of just coping with the trauma, the SPH teaches individuals how to complete with it. Through powerful spiritual technologies, Vedagamic meditation, yoga, third eye awakening, individuals um, address the root traumatic memory, reframe their cognition, and physically reset their nervous system to a default state of non fear, Abhaya, through rewriting their past and recreating their life. When you are no longer operating from fear, SPH provides the direct knowledge and spiritual technology to manifest a new reality. Refugees and the unhoused are trained not just to survive, but to master their inner world and external reality, integrating them back into the society as empowered, conscious, contributing global citizens.
This isn't just giving someone a bed, this is giving someone the entire existence back. It provides a complete option to rewrite the traumatic story and recreate a life of power and purpose. Change is not just possible, it is happening right now in Kailasa's ecosystems worldwide. If you're watching this right now, whether you are unhoused, a refugee, or someone who is exhausted by living in the fear, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's promises, come as you are, refuge and absolute protection are open to you. Here is how every single person watching this live stream right now can participate in this cannot participate in this global movement. So the first step is register for e-citizenship and become part of Kailasa's universal uh, digital e-citizen. So become part of Kailasa's e-nation by becoming an e-citizen of Kailasa, where all the services provided by Kailasa has been available through the e-citizen portal. Step 2. Spread awareness. Post this message of the Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative into broadcast, Facebook groups, into various different social media handles such as X, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. Create awareness about this Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo that all those who are under trauma, all those who are experiencing generational trauma can be healed. Step 3. If you are an NGO or an organization or shelter, you can partner with Abhin Sarvabhutebhyo initiative and we can provide the Abhin Sarvabhutebhyo, the four pillars which Kailasa is providing to all those which the SPH, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is providing to all those refugees out there. They too will also experience. And step 4, access the decodic Vedagamic scriptures, the Sanatana Hindamic scriptures and meditation techniques for free, which is available across Kailasa's platform on in the social media. You can get it from YouTube, where all the thousands of hours which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has spoken is made available for all of you in the form of videos. Click on any one of them. Each revelation is for you to relive and relieve you from this generation trauma. So click on any one of it and enjoy and share this message also to everyone. So, because everyone, those people watching us live right now, if you're a victim of the generational trauma, we request you to please hit this link, which is kailasa.ai/UANHCR. Go to this link. You can apply for the Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative, and the UNHCR committee will get in touch with you and give you the various different possibilities how you can experience the refuge given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Now, it's time. Let's enter into the meditation to prepare ourselves to receive the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Requesting all the Paramashiva Sena participants in Kailasa Guinea-Bissau and Kailasa Tiruvannamalai to please return your devices to the volunteers. And all the members of Parliament of Kailasa Chit Sabha, members of Parliament of Kailasa Raj Sabha, and the e-citizens joining us via the two-way video conferencing platform exclusively made available to the e-citizens of Kailasa via the Shiva Punya portal. If you are joining us via the two-way video conferencing platform, requesting you to please turn on your camera and keep your camera on at all times. Please turn off any virtual background or blurry background. So the natural background is seen, and please have the Atmamurti of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism behind you, just the way that you're seeing on the camera now. So your webcam can capture Bhagwan and you sitting in front of the Atmamurti facing the laptop monitor. So please rearrange yourself and turn off any virtual background or a blurry background. And please have your camera turned on at all times. If anyone joining via the two-way video conferencing platform is not having their camera turned on, as per Kailasa's digital security guidelines, we'll be moving you to the waiting room, or we could even be the digital securities could even move you to the waiting room or remove you from the Zoom itself to for the protection and the safety of the rest of the members of the parliament and rest of the e-citizens. So requesting everyone to please ensure your camera is turned on at all times in the two-way video conferencing Zoom platforms. And we would also like to remind everyone that any form of photography, videography, audio recording, video recording, screen capture, including the automated AI transcription, is strictly prohibited during the live darshan. So we are requesting everyone's understanding and cooperation so we can have a safe and smooth darshan experience. So with that, it's time. Let's get ready. We'll be entering into a guided meditation now, and then following the guided meditation, we'll be having the the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Please sit straight and close your eyes. Inhale and exhale as slowly as possible and as deeply as possible. Bring your awareness to your breathing as you inhale and exhale. Let your whole being just be in the space of deep completion and blissful awareness.
Inhale and exhale as slowly as possible and as deeply as possible. Just center yourself to your inner space. Avoiding moment of thoughts. Observe everything that's happening in you at this moment of time. Do not create a thought. Do not sustain a thought. Do not destroy a thought. Do not give meaning to a thought. Do not get involved into a thought. Just observe. Just observe everything in you that's happening at this moment of time. It's not you. You're not the one who's experiencing all this. There's something in you which is making you to feel I. It's me. What is it? Who is that? Seek for that. Observe the observer. Witness the witnesser.
Bring your entire awareness to the one who's witnessing everything around you.
Let's all get ready to receive the darshan. Stop the OBS, go to OBS. Transition, transition.